Everybody. Thank you so much for coming for this session on Windows Virtual Desktop End User Experience Overview. I'm Sandeep Patnaik. I'm part of the WVD team driving the product strategy as well as a stellar team that drives the protocols as well as the clients for WVD. In this session, I'll talk about a few things that's already in the product out there. A lot of things about how IT admins can control the app and for different OSs. And of course, I'm going to cover a few things that's coming in the next 12 months. So every day, we come to work with a single vision to deliver the best Windows experience virtualized from anywhere on any device. There's nothing new about it, but this is something we want to make sure that every single box is checked in this vision for everything we do. We have clients for Windows 10 and Windows 7, of course. We have HTML5 client, we have the Android client, and we have the Mac OS and iOS clients. What's missing here? What's missing is thin clients. But guess what? I'm super happy to announce today that we have support for Windows 10 IoT Enterprise right now. If you are using any of these devices, please reach out to your OEM to find out what's the update story to this. How do you get connected to WVD? It's very easy. They would know it. We are working with them. The other big thing is the Linux SDK. I'm super excited to announce that we have a Linux SDK that's in preview right now. In Scott's session right after this, Ijul will be on stage demoing what they've done with our client and how we have a customer who is running it in production. Our intention is to work with every single Linux thin client OEM out there to make sure that all those devices are able to connect to WVD. Which one do you choose? Well, choose the one that really fits your needs. But the big thing is Windows 10 IoT Enterprise is part of the Windows 10 family, which means you get a lot of benefits. Let's look at some of these benefits. Here are some of the features. This is a huge list of features, but I just picked ones that we've been getting a lot of asks about. Of course, desktop experience and remote app experience work across the board. There's a difference in the remote app experience for each of the platforms. On Windows and Mac OS, it feels more native. Each of the remote apps have their own windows and so on. But on Windows, it's even more like local. It is integrated into the start menu, all app list. It's integrated into the task switcher. It's integrated into the taskbar. You can pin it and do a lot of those things. Of course, we support multi-factor authentication and conditional access because WVD inherently requires AAD authentication. It's localized. If localization is important for you, of course it's important. And we have localization across the board, and we make sure that it's the same across all the apps. Windows, there is third-party plugin support. For example, if you use ThinPrint, Tricerat, JAWS, if you use it for accessibility, all of them work right out of the box. Dynamic resolution, I'll show a demo of this. This has been one of the asks that we've got from many, many, many customers who are making the switch from other virtualization providers to WVD. And therefore, I'm super proud to bring this feature, and so is Multimon and subset of monitors features. I'll talk a little bit about that. The big thing, the number one ask since our public preview has been Microsoft Teams support. And I'm happy to announce that we are working on it, and I'll show you a demo, and we are targeting somewhere early next year to be able to bring this to you in preview. Let's take a quick look at dynamic resolution. What you see here is a full screen desktop. Today, if you minimize it, you would see letterboxing or scroll bars if you restored it. But let me play a quick video here in the interest of time. You see how it automatically snapped and readjusted the resolution, right? And you change it with mouse, it changes. You snap it to the right, and let's say you have another application, let's say PowerPoint, it snaps, and you see how beautifully it just works, right? This has been one of the asks by many customers. The next thing is subset of monitors. At my workplace, I've got two 4K monitors and two 1.5K monitors. So with the 4K monitor setup, I am able to select a subset of monitors. Back not too long ago, based on our data, we found that 96% of the users use just single monitor. But that's changing super fast. Now it's very common to have two monitors and a laptop. People want to use the top two monitors for virtualization, the laptop for local applications, maybe Skype, maybe Zoom, or any of those products. So it is important that people are able to choose which two monitors they want and which monitor they can use for local stuff. And therefore, this is one of the features that has been one of the big asks, and we've brought this in. Now let's look at Teams support. Today, if you made a Teams call on WVD, it would go from your machine to your VM. This is audio and video data, and then over to the other user's VM down to the user. Clearly, there's a lot of unoptimized paths that can be optimized. What's the best path? Peer-to-peer. And that's exactly what we're doing with Teams on WVD. When the connection starts, the app still runs on the VM. There is no local Teams installation or anything that's required. The app is still in the VM. The plugin that we use to optimize this is a part of our client. So when the connection starts, we automatically find out that this is a WVD session, of course, and this is, you have a client that's coming from somewhere else. We just start a AV connection right from here to here. Super optimized and very visible difference. Let's look at a quick demo of this. So here, Jeremy is trying to connect, and you can see that once he's connected, this is Teams on WVD. You can see it's a WVD session. And once he's connected, you will see there are two cameras. This is a recording from the Teams machine, and this is a recording from a video camera right in front, just to show you the difference. And you can see when he moves his hands and all that, it's pretty much real time. It can be as real time as it gets because we do local Teams, really, as far as AV is concerned. The next thing is IT administration. I talked about it, and this is super duper important for us. And here we have things like release cadence, right? We have made sure that there's a very predictable release cadence. For example, the Windows client, it will go to insiders on the second Tuesdays, where the IT admins can download, try it out, and all that, and it will be rolled out to all the other users on the fourth Tuesday. Guess what? It aligns with the Microsoft security updates and Microsoft, both the B and the D updates. And that is by, it's a choice that we took to make sure that IT admins are not having to, deal with too many schedules and all that. There's a single schedule you look at, and then this fits beautifully. You are able to mass deploy the Windows client because we can download from our website, and also the Mac OS client using Microsoft Automatic Update. We have support for Intune, SCCM, and group policies, of course. These are the things. If you are currently using group policies for on-prem remote desktop deployments, all of them work. That's the beauty of it. All of them just work out of the box. There should be zero regressions. If there's any regression, quote my name, we'll fix the bug. And with all this, we're just getting started. These are all basics. Like, these are things that have to work. Where do we differentiate ourselves? Let's look at something that's coming in the 2003 release of Windows. So on the left, let me preface this. On the left, you will see what's happening with the RS5, which is 1809. And this was what is coming on 2003 release. You will see this is rendering graphics. You can see the difference here. On the left, it is really, really throttled by something. On the right, it is pretty smooth. And the main thing, take a look at the FPS difference. That's running at 10 FPS. This is running at almost 40 FPS. So what we have done here is we have improved our display driver. The display driver is the very core of remote desktop, very core of our protocol. And in this case, we have reduced the number of times we copy the memory of the graphics from the driver to our protocol, back to the driver, and so on. And therefore, we are able to bring a lot of improvements here. In this case, because we are encoding slowly, this is kind of blocking the GPU from rendering it. On this case, the GPU is not blocked, so it's going super fast. These are running on NV6 series VMs on Azure, so you can see that this is real stuff that you can go and try it out with the new we call it Vibranium internally, but the 2003 release coming in spring next year. How many of you here watch videos, or how many of your users watch any kind of videos in a remote session? That's a lot. And as you know, let's look at how it is today. You see the tears, you see the corruption, check out the CPU usage. That is at 40% for one user. And if you did that for multi-user, guess what? The users will stop using WVD. Of course, this is a big problem. And therefore, what we're doing is, we have something called multimedia. We're working on something called multimedia redirection. So what's happening here is, for example, let's say you watch YouTube video. The video is downloaded to the VM, decoded on the VM, displayed on the VM, re-encoded using the real-time protocol, and sent down. So things get a lot worse because of all those things happening. And imagine, even if you set the video to be at 720p, and the user has a 4K monitor, we're doing upscaling of that, and we're using a codec that's real-time. It's not good for videos, because these videos that's coming from YouTube go through multi-pass codecs, so it's way more optimized. So what we're doing here is we're taking that stream, intercepting before it's even decoded, sending it down the pipe to the client, and we're decoding on the client and showing on the client. The difference? And look at the CPU usage. It's at 2.5%, down from 40% to 3%. So you can see how different, how much of improvement there is here. So this is something that is much longer, much farther away, mainly because the video needs of different customers are very different, and we want to know from you what's important for you. Right from browser, is that the most used video player, or is there something else? What is the stream? Is it from YouTube or Microsoft Stream or LinkedIn or somewhere else? So therefore, we have a survey. Please take time to let us know what is that really matters to you, so that we can go and address that. We have a very unique opportunity here because as WVD team, we own the protocol. We are part of the OS team, so the OS media team has been working with us to make sure, like Teams redirection you have seen, and this is coming. And the third pillar, which is amazing, is Edge. Edge on Chromium, the new Edge, we are working with them, and they're completely leaned in to bring this in. And we want to make sure we are able to bring this to the new Edge, so that over time we can spread the love, and every browser out there that's built on Chromium can use this. This is just the beginning of all the stuff that we're going to show here. There are lots of sessions. Please give it a try. In this session, a lot of you might have got a raffle ticket. If you have not, please reach out to Rayanne, and she'll give you a raffle ticket for a Surface Pro 6. There are a lot of people, oh, she's right there. And we will also be giving out another Surface Pro at the theater session on Thursday, which is this one. So please make sure. So MSIX is amazing technology. But right now, I want to leave you with one thought. When you use WVD, if you or your end user think that this can get better, please let me know. That's how committed I and my team is. We want to deliver like local user experience, no matter where you come from, no matter which device you come from. So if you think there is anything that can get better, if you think there is some that's wrong, anything that you think is not the right user experience, please reach out to me. Here are my user contacts. You can reach out to me in either of the ways, LinkedIn or Twitter. Thank you very much.